Yes.
सुबह से वो गए हैं। मैंने न्यूज़पेपर के ऑफिस में फोन करके पूछा तो वो लोग तो कह रहे थे वो वहां आए नहीं।
यहाँ कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, जरूर कोई ना कोई गड़बड़।
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? देखिए बाहर कितनी बारिश हो रही है, कहीं वो किसी मुसीबत में न फंस जाए। मुझे बहुत टेंशन हो रही है।
अरे टेंशन नहीं लेने का, आप उन्हें ना
बिल्कुल रिस्क नहीं लेने का।
जी जी आप फिक्र मत कीजिए, आप बैठ जाइए। ओफो भाभी जी मैं कैसे बैठूं ऐसे?
Good morning, Gabbys. All charged up?
Yes.
Yes.
I welcome you all to the 121st meeting of the Gabbys Toastmaster. My name is Toastmaster Utkarsha and I'm your SAA for today. So this meeting is blocked for 2 hours and we expect your presence for 2 hours. So there are a few key points that I want to highlight. The first, your audio should be off. Your audio should be off and video should be on. Your audio should be on only when you need to speak or called to speak. Though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on topics like sex, religion, and politics. But please be mindful while expressing your views on such topic. As a club, we practice diversity and inclusion in letters and in spirit. So I urge everyone not to use any remarks or undertone that may create hostility or discomfort for any members or guests. So now, without wasting any time, please help me welcome she's the past ExCom of E2 District 92. She's a certified image and personal branding coach. She is an awardee of Outstanding Toastmasters and Grand Slam Master Mentor. She's someone we always look up to in Gabbys, and I believe she is a ray of positivity. She's none other than our gritty PO, DTM Nancy Goel. Over to you, Nancy Goel.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsha. May we have a huge round of applause for our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Utkarsha here. Good morning, everyone, and a special welcome to our guests and members. It's wonderful to see so many of you here bright and early this morning. Toastmasters is a place where we come together to hone our communication and leadership skills, and I'm honored to be serving as your Vice President, Education and Presiding Officer for the day today. I now call meeting number 121 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club to order. Well, before I proceed further, I want drum rolls. Yes. Why? The Gabbys has yet again achieved 10 on 10 DCP points this year too. And it's reflecting on our dashboards. Well, we know we have been achieving this title from last so many years, rather since our inception. But for us to bag this award this year again, one criterion is yet to be fulfilled. And what is that? Renewals. So I want to announce that we have already started with our renewals. If you are still thinking we need 20 renewals to be completed before 31st March, just go ahead, renew your membership, and yes, this title would be ours again. Over the past few weeks, I have seen so many of our members, club members, step outside of their comfort zones and tackle challenging topics in their speeches. I'm inspired by each and every one of you, and I'm grateful for the dedication you bring to the club. As we continue to meet each week, I encourage you to push yourselves and to take advantage of every opportunity to grow and develop as speakers and leaders. whether it's by giving a speech, participating in a role play, or simply offering constructive feedback to your fellow members. Each interaction provides an opportunity of growth. So let's get ready for an engaging and productive morning of learning and growth today as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you all doing amazing things that we accomplish together. Today's theme is Thug Life, and I'm excited to introduce the team mod for today's meeting. Our team mod, Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting, is someone who's the president of Power School India Toastmasters Club. My favorite part is that she's a talkative parrot who loves reading and writing, loves dancing, fitness, and who cannot imagine a world without music and art. She's none other than Toastmaster Vatsala Prasad. Toastmaster Vatsala, over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Nancy, for that introduction. Whenever I come to Gabbys Club, I feel like a celebrity because of all the introductions. The way people introduce you is so amazing. You cannot help but feel like a celebrity. Now, it's so lovely to see you all once again. I would want all of you to turn on your videos, please. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and we want to look pretty, look fresh, look like thugs. Can we please turn on our videos? Yes, everybody. Yes, I'm waiting. Srishti, Ashwani, Aparna, Vijaya, Ayush, Sanjay, Chitrakshi. Could you please come on video, guys? Okay. Now, I wanted to see everybody in sunglasses today, right? So if you do not have one now, you still have time to go and get one. You know why? Because we want to look like thugs in today's meeting. Now, before we start with all this drama, I want to give a little background on what this term means. Thug life has come from Black hip hop culture, and it refers to a determined and resilient attitude to succeed in life, despite all adversities and injustice. Why did I ask you to wear sunglasses today? Well, you must have seen thugs in Hindi movies and South Indian movies, how they walk around with this sunglasses and a thick golden chain with a white shirt and all, and they walk around like they own the place, right? That is what we are going to do here, but in a good way, not in a bad way. And I also want to ask you guys a question, but for that, I will need to ask you guys to unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves, all of you. When you wore sunglasses for the very first time, did you feel confident all of a sudden? Suddenly, because I did. You did, right? You walk around, for women, when they walk around with their hair open and they do this hair flip with the sunglasses on. And when the guys wear the sunglasses, I have noticed them brushing their hair like this. So you suddenly feel all this confidence, right? Yeah, somebody felt like a hero. Nagesh felt like a hero. I couldn't agree more. Because I felt the same way. It is such a simple accessory, but it has such a huge impact on the confidence. Do you agree? Say a yes. Come on, guys, interact with me. We are talking here today, people. Yes, great. I still do not see everybody on video, so I urge you all to turn on your video, guys. Come on, I want to see your pretty faces. Not fun like this. Come on, my thugs. And I need a permission from everybody here today. For that, I will need you all to say a yes. Please don't give me a thumbs up. Say yes to me. I need a loud and a resounding yes. Okay.
Yes.
Do I have the permission? First, let me ask the question. Can I call you all thugs today? Like not throughout the meeting, but every now and then. I would want to refer you all as thugs instead of Toastmasters. For example, Thug Nancy, Thug Vijaya. Do I have the permission? With everybody's permission, of course. Yes, say yes. Come on,
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Totally.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
So you demanded our consent as well. Yes.
Oh, yes, I did because I'm a thug today. And such lovely people you all are. Now, on that note, let us begin. I will now explain the structure of today's meeting. First, we have a prepared speech section in which every speaker comes prepared with a topic of his or her choice and speaks for a duration of 5 to 7 minutes. Next is the speech evaluation section in which the evaluators of the speakers will share the evaluation report about the speakers with us. Third is the most fun-filled table topic section in which a topic will be given to the one who volunteers to speak, and that speaker will have to talk about it for a duration of 1 to 2 minutes. And the last section will be the general evaluation section in which our general evaluator and the tag team members will share their report. I would now like to call upon the virtual stage our general evaluator, who belongs to Bangalore and has been a Toastmaster for more than 3 years. She has completed PATH Innovative Planning, volunteered for multiple events such as Coronation, TLI, Forte, etc. Toastmaster Paduka was the past president of TCS Maitri Bangalore, which achieved distinguished status and won several awards. Over to you, Thug Paduka Kanan. Would you please introduce your tag team? Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Thug Vatsala. So, rise and shine, Gabbys. So, over here, I'm here to, as a general evaluator, I need to see the proceedings of the meeting right from the beginning till the end of the meeting, and I'll submit my report towards the end of the meeting. And for this particular activity, I have a fantastic 4 team. The timer, first, let me call upon the timer for today. So, the timer, I'm sorry, I'm not able to see the timer over here. Yes, timer Ritvik Raj, right? So timer Ritvik Raj is a product manager by profession, content creator by passion with 8 years of work experience and currently working with Microsoft. So timer Ritvik, Thug Ritvik, could you please, state your role today? State your responsibility for today.
Sure. As a timer, I will be keeping track of the time for the different speakers, evaluators during the course of the entire meeting. Starting with the prepared speech for the icebreaker, the timing is between 4 to 6. So at 4 minutes, I will be showing the green card, at 5, yellow card, and at 6, red card. For the other prepared speech, the timings will be 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will be showing the green card, at 6 minutes, yellow card, and at 7 minutes, the red card. For the evaluators, the timing will be between 2 to 3 minutes, which means at 2 minutes, I will be showing green card, at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, yellow card, and at 3 minutes, red card. For the table topic section, the timings are between 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will be showing green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will be showing the red card. Please note that there's a grace period for 30 seconds at both ends for the prepared speeches and the evaluators, which means for the evaluators, if they are between 1 minute 30 seconds and 3 minute 30 seconds, they are eligible for the polls. For the table topics, this only applies at the top end, which means that the timing is between 1 to 2 minutes 30 seconds, and same goes for the prepared speeches. So I will be back with my report at the end upon when I'm being called upon. So back to you, G.
Thank you very much, timer Thug Ritvik. So next we have our counter for today is Thug Amit Gupta. I'm sorry, it feels like I'm cursing everybody, but I'm not responsible for this. It is entirely responsible for TMOD. So Amit Gupta is a business analyst at JCPenney, and he's a fitness enthusiast who likes cycling, swimming, and running. Over to you, Thug Amit Gupta. Yes.
Thank you, Paduka. So I am our counter today, and as my responsibility to note down all the filler words and the filler sound. I will be back with my report when I am called upon. Thank you, and back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amit. So let's move on to the next person, the next role, which is grammarian role. And the grammarian for today is our Thug Saurav Datta. And he having a successful stint for more than 2 decades with HP, Target, JPenny, and ICBI. Our DTM Saurav Datta is a division director of Division B of District 92. And he's also a VP membership of VPM for Gabbys Toastmaster Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurav.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aka Thug Paduka, and welcome to the Gabbys Toastmasters Club 121st meeting. And I'm your grammarian for today. As the grammarian, my responsibility is to watch out for all the sinful and seductive usages of English language, and also find out any thug usage of English language during the course of the meeting, which means making errors on purpose. Along with that, as a grammarian, it's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day for today is gritty. Gritty means being determined. Gritty means having that resilience, that conviction to face the odds, to stand up against the odds, and to come across as someone who's a winner. A good example of the use of the word is the Gabbys Toastmasters Club is known to be a gritty club, a determined club, which has always rose up to the occasion and faced the adversities with all kind of challenges, with all kind of courage. With this, I would hand over the stage back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Paduka. I will be back at the end of the meeting when called upon by the GE to present my report. And also during the course of the meeting today, I will be sharing my notes on the fly so that you don't have to wait for the grammarian report till the very end to know where could we have done better. Thank you. Back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saurabh. And I must say we had to be aware because our grammarian for today is quite a gritty grammarian, I must say. He's very determined to find each and every mistakes that we make. So let's be aware. With this, let me call upon the listener for today, Toastmaster Thug Ayush. So he's from Jaipur, who is currently living in Hyderabad, and he works as a business analyst in a startup. So Toastmaster Ayush, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As a listener, I would be looking for some interesting things that people mention during the speeches or course of the meeting. And I would be coming back at the end of the meeting to check if you caught the same or not. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ayush. First, I must say that I'm really happy to see all of you back again after a long time. I was in a sort of a break, and I hope to enjoy today's meeting. With this, let me pass on to control to TMOD Vatsala.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Thug Paduka. Moving on to our very first section, the prepared speech. Before we begin this, I would like to call upon the virtual stage our first evaluator. She is a finance professional working with Cardinal Health International India, a yoga practitioner and a trainer, loves traveling, trekking, and playing badminton. Hug Neha Jain, would you please read the purpose of the speech?
The purpose of my target speaker today is to simply introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. All the very best to my target speaker.
Thank you so much, Kagneha. And now I call upon stage our first speaker. She has 15 years of experience in the retail industry and works for JCPenney as an analytics manager. She loves to spend time with her 6-year-old daughter and enjoys traveling, yoga, and reading non-fiction books. Toastmaster Dolly, are you able to see the timer?
No.
Timer, would you please raise your hand so that you appear on the top of the panel? I mean, would you react with a raised hand? On the reactions button, would you please click on the raised?
There is a virtual raise hand option. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Great. Toastmaster Dolly, are you able to see the timer now?
Yeah. I mean,
On
okay.
top.
Yeah.
Right on top. Yes. Okay. Toastmaster Neha, are you able to clearly see Dolly?
Yes, I am.
Great. Toastmaster Dolly, conquering the heights. Conquering the heights, Toastmaster Dolly.
It's never too late to focus on your dreams. So dream the impossible because dreams do come true. For those who don't know, my name is Dolly. I was born and brought up in Bangalore. I'm basically from a middle class family. Like most of the parents, my parents too were very protective, to the extent during my school, college, and even initial years of working, I had curfew at home. But growing up, I had many dreams. One of my dreams is to travel around the world. But my parents never believed in traveling for leisure. They didn't even agree for me to take up a job outside of Bangalore. Eventually, I got married. I have a daughter of like 7 years old. Even after marriage, I stay with my in-laws. My dream of traveling then didn't get realized. For one or the other reasons, it used to get canceled, whatever plan I make. After some times, I realized if I keep waiting for others to join me and for others to approve, I'm never going to realize my dream. So that's why I decided that I need to go on a solo trip. When I told about it to my mother, she was like, what is it? She didn't get the concept of solo travel. She's like, what will you do leaving your kid and family behind, going alone? And I need not tell you about how my mother-in-law would have reacted. But I had made up my mind and told my husband to take care of my kid. And with a lot of guilt, I went on a solo trip to this beautiful destination called Bali. It was so liberating. And from then on, there's no looking back. I've traveled to a lot of places. So today I want to share my experience on one of my best experiences in my travel journey. I always wanted to do an Himalayan trek. So when I was doing my research on where to start, I found details about this Kashmir Great Lakes, which is one of the most beautiful treks in India. It is spanning from it is moderate to high intensity trek spanning over 7 days. It means it has long days of trekking with steep ascents and descents. So I joined this group of 10 people who are totally strangers. And for the first time in my life, I went without any mobile connectivity, no proper facilities, and even not taking bath for straight 7 days. But still, those 7 days were the best time in many years in my life. So as I started this trek, I was really struck by the natural, stunning beauty of the region. However, the trek, it was not without its challenges. The high altitude and rugged terrain really tested my strength and endurance. So it became very strenuous, and I got mountain sickness, and it was really painful. By the third day, I felt like giving up. So I went to my trek lead and said, I can't go any further. I want to go back. That's when my trek lead said, you have come so far. We are almost there. Don't give up now. Just focus on taking that one tiny next step. And also remember to stay hydrated and take as many breaks as you want. You got this. So with that little nudge, I made up my mind. And for the rest of the trek, almost for 4 days, I actually took tiny next step. I just focused on my next step and reached the summit. It was incredible feeling reaching the summit, and I was in a state of euphoria. I was in tears. So it was then I realized how many things I was really capable of doing only if I had tried. You can succeed only if you try. You could only fail if you didn't try. So for many years, I was thinking I could never scale up such heights till I made up my mind and gave it a shot. So when I reflect on my trek, I'm filled with a sense of accomplishment and gratitude. Of course, the physical challenges and the stunning natural beauty of the region pushed me to my limits, but also reminded me of the limitless potential of the human spirit. So there's no point of letting the fear of failure hold you back if you really want to do something in life. So just get started, venture out, see how far you can go, improve your abilities and keep going. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dolly. And I request you all to stand up and applaud for our TMOD. I'm so sorry, for Toastmaster Dolly for living such a thug life. Yes. Lovely. Now, I would like to call upon the virtual stage our evaluator of Evaluator 2, who is a data scientist working at Amazon, a computer science graduate from BITS Pilani. She believes that being one's true self is the best way to present yourself to the world. She enjoys reading books, watching movies in her free time. Thug Srishti, would you please read the purpose of the evaluation speech? Evaluation. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thug Vatsala, for that warm introduction. My target evaluator, Toastmaster Vijaya, is attempting her L1P4 evaluation. And the purpose of her project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And I would be evaluating her on how she is delivering a constructive feedback on another member's presentation. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srishti. I would now call upon the virtual stage Thug Vijaya, who is a fun-loving person and an enthusiastic learner who loves to learn and improve herself at every step of her life. She's a patent engineer and has worked as a lecturer and a patent engineer at various law firms before taking a break to explore other aspects of life. Thug Vijaya, would you please read the purpose of the speech? Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters. My target speaker is attempting L1P2 project in Presentation Mastery Pathway. The purpose of the speech is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. I wish all the best to my target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijaya. I call upon stage our second speaker, Thug Chaitanya Prasad. He belongs to Bihar and currently works as a software engineer in Bangalore. His motive is to improve his public speaking skills and become a better conversationalist and orator. Toastmaster Chaitanya, are you able to see the timer?
Yes, I am.
Toastmaster Vijaya, are you able to see the speaker?
Yes, I can.
Toastmaster Chaitanya, why be so certain? Why be so certain, Toastmaster Chaitanya?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Vatsala, for such a lovely introduction. I want you all to raise hands or react, whoever are working on something different than what they thought they would when they were children. Quite a few hands. Yes, I see. Who knew back then that it would turn out to be so uncertain now? And now I want people to raise hands who get anxious or nervous, competitive event or any exam. I guess all of us do, and yet we do it anyways. And most of us, we find ourselves in a better place after doing it. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. I, Chaitanya Prasad, am here to tell you how uncertainty can be our ally. As PC, we have developed and evolved from gatherers and hunters who whose sole purpose was to survive and pass on. So any kind of unwanted change triggered a sense of danger in us, which wired us to remain in our safety of our comfort zones. Later, we did that in order to survive, we must adapt. But this behavior has been passed on to our current households as well. Anyone, any person or elder person who is very sure about his or her future is looked up to, and rest are frowned upon. At the ages of 13, 14, or 15, we are expected to decide a career path and then follow it throughout our life. I understand that it is very important to have a path, but what happens if we fail? What's the next step? Does it mean that it is the end of the road for us? Let me tell you a story. The story is of a boy who was brilliant, exceptionally good in whatever he did. He was so good that at a very early age, he knew what he wanted to become. He had decided that for him, there were only two things in life, either to join the Indian Defense or the Merchant Navy. And through his merits, he got himself into a place that would help him do so. He grew up, he trained hard for it, and everyone was expecting from him because he was so good. But somehow, due to some unseen situations, he failed. So he tried again and again and again and again and went on trying till he finally quit. He was shattered. He could not do it because it was all he knew. But then it's life. So he somehow mustered all his strength and started afresh. He had a family, he made plans for his children and his own life. But every time he came this close to success, he failed. Something happened and he wasn't able to tackle that thing very well. And one fine day, a big wave of uncertainty hit him. It was so big that this boy had to leave the city overnight with his family and his wife to a different place. He had nowhere to go. So he was broken. He lost all his confidence and his abilities. After this event, a series of changes started on happening with his children. These children had to move from one place to another every now and then. Every change was similar. It used to happen in a couple of years. Every time they used to wake up a morning, they were told that they had to move in 2 or 3 days to a new place, to a new family with new people. And they had to start a completely different life with new dreams and with a very little bit of hope. But while these things were happening, they developed a superpower. And that superpower is power of uncertainty. I know you seem confused. I'll tell you why this is a superpower. Has anyone seen this movie, The Croods by DreamWorks Animations? Most of you might have. If you haven't, please go watch. It's a small story of a family where this family is very fearful of, and they stay in a small cave. And then comes a protagonist who is very adaptive, very creative. And in the end, he saves the whole family from an apocalypse. There are many such like that. Okay. What they're trying to teach us is that humans are never afraid of the future. They're only afraid of a situation that they might encounter in future that might be outside their control. They might not be able to control. And this thing is the very base of all the kinds of fear. This is the reason why we feel anxious before anything big. This is the reason why we fear darkness. It's not the fear of absence of light, but what might lie in the darkness. Those children who were moving here and there, they were also facing such fears. They didn't know whether they would be able to continue their education next year. They were facing poverty. They had to adjust to new environment and new people who most of the times bullied them. And these children were not mostly accepted anywhere. Now, they used to lose people they trusted and who they loved. And so they started to lose their way. But at every point, these children were given two decisions, two choices, either to crumble to the situation or to rise from it. And guess what? They did learn to adapt. I feel so deeply connected to this because one of the child was me and the boy was my father. We learned to focus on progress rather than failure. Every time an adversity hit us, it made us stronger. It gave us wings. Unlike the ones that you get after having Red Bull, So right now, I'm able to make better decisions. I'm able to help my younger ones, my friends, able to deal with people and grow every day. Uncertainty is something that helps people to outgrow their boundaries, and that's why it is a superpower. Most of the things work that way. 20 years back, we didn't know that all our means of convenience would be compressed in this small device called a cell phone or smartphone, or we would be so well connected through internet. But we are, right? And people who adapted, right, and people who did not, they became obsolete. So, like Bruce Lee said, be formless and shapeless like water. You have to adapt to your outside world in order to flow through it or around it. Most things were built this way. We know that Jeff Bezos wanted to sell books online, but later he altered his paths with changing time. Now we know what he is. He is one of the richest men. So to me, uncertainty is being curious, being able to adapt to change, embrace paradox, and embracing ourselves, but never stopping to learn and grow. So I ask you, my dear Toastmasters, why be certain when you can be so much more? Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Vatsala.
Thank you so much, Chaitanya. And can we please give Chaitanya a huge round of applause for that wonderful speech? Why don't I see people on video? Could you please turn on your videos for me? Yes, all the lovely people. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now we will move on to our very next segment, which is the table topics, the most fun-filled segment of any meeting. And to conduct this section, we have somebody who's an aircraft maintenance graduate residing in Amravati, Maharashtra. She enjoys reading, traveling, and cooking. I would now hand over the virtual stage to Thag Utkarsha Vaidya. Over to you, Utkarsha.
Thank you so much, Thang Vatsala. Good morning again. So in a table topic session, we usually express our views, we usually express our thoughts, perspectives, and the experience. To think and speak on our feet. That is, to improve our impromptu speaking, which will ultimately help us to become a better communicator and a speaker. So I urge you all to be on cameras and please volunteer to take up the topic, as it's going to be super easy and super fun. Toastmaster Ilios? Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Toastmaster Ilios has raised his hand. Okay.
Here.
Yeah. So is my screen visible to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So your topic is?
Oh. This one?
Yeah, this one.
Adventure. Adventure is out there. The topic for me.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Toastmaster Utkarsha, you shared two topics. Please clarify
Yes.
which one are you looking for?
Yeah, that's which one? This one?
Yeah, this one. The adventure is out there.
Okay, wait. Adventure is out there. Okay. Am I audible and visible before I start? Give me a response. Yes. Okay, I can start. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, how are you? Welcome to Toastmasters, where adventurers are made. And when you come to this Toastmasters platform, You will enjoy the journey. So many adventurers are so brave. They dare to become gritty on the table topics. And if you have the chance to be a member, please do sign up on this club, the Gabbys, because you can have prepared speech and you will get some feedback from the evaluators. And yes, you will enjoy the adventure from the newbie Toastmasters until you become DTM. And you will get assigned a mentor that will help your adventure here. And it is so exciting that once you are Toastmasters, forever Toastmasters, and you will always remembered by what is my very first table topic question? What is my very first icebreaker speech? And what is your ending journey? Well, TTM is not the ending. TTM is just part of the fun, the exciting adventure. And if you looking for this gritty experience, definitely again and again and again, sign up as a member and you can join this club, the Gabbys, where the adventurers are made. So yeah, I will keep advertising this Toastmasters and this club because yes, this club is worth it, deserve it. And yes, I attended some of their meetings and it is very high quality. So yeah, when you become an adventurer, the journey itself is the most exciting part. And when you reach the end, well, again, it's not the end, but it is indeed worth the journey. Every single milestone matters. Back to you, Gideon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ilios, for the production of the Gabbys, promotion of the Gabbys. For the next, I would like to call RG Toastmaster Paduka. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
So your topic is yeah, hold on. Yeah. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but the topic is the older one.
Click on the
Just
slide.
give me a second. Are you able to see now?
Okay, so our fate lives within us. You only have to be brave enough to see it.
Yes.
All right, so thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsha. Rise and shine, Gabbys, once again. The fate lies within us. To be very honest, this topic is too intense, or I must say there's a lot of deep meaning into that particular topic. But what I believe is something that, yes, there is some path or destiny, not one, there may be multiple destiny that has been written somewhere, whoever has created their life or something. But at the end of the day, it all depends on that person, what he does today, right? So for example, from whatever I learned is that you have a lot of choices in your life. Okay, so if you take a pathway 1, you will become, let's say, if I take a path visionary communication, I can try to improve my communication skills with respect to a leader role. But if I take something as an innovative planning or something, then I could improve my learning with respect to how the normal planning and stuff. So similarly, it's everybody's choice, and that is within us, right? So even if your destiny is you're too good or something of that sort, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing your job, then I feel you're not going to go anywhere. So yes, so with that, let me conclude saying this is what I believe in, that it is my present that decides the tomorrow of my life. So yes, with that, over to you, Toastmaster Utkarsha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paduka. Indeed, our present decides our future. So for the next, I would like to call my mentor, Toastmaster Dolly. So your topic is this. Are you able to say it?
Yes, yes. Good. They say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So growing up, I had a lot of self-doubt and inhibitions. And I always used to compare myself with others. And for a very long time, I felt I am not beautiful. And I was never happy with like how I looked. And now, of course, with number of years and so much of, years behind now, when I look back, I feel that, and with years also with experience, you get that maturity. And it was like, I feel I wasted so much of time thinking about all these external factors, which actually doesn't matter. It is all about how you feel internally. A lot of my friends during college times used to tell that you're quite tall, you can actually try modeling and all of that. But I never believed in that. But I'm a lot more confident now, and I would urge everybody, especially the young people, not to pay too much of attention to your how you look or feel. It is definitely internal. And I think things like taking care of yourself, working out, meditating, all of this will really naturally make you feel more beautiful. Thank you. Over to Utkarsha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dolly. I think I totally agree with you. Like most of the people think those small things won't matter much. But yes, it indeed creates a great impact in our life. So for the next speaker, can I have Toastmaster Sanjay? Toastmaster Sanjay?
Yeah, hi. Please tell me.
Hi, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, are you able to see my screen? Hello?
Yeah, I'm able to see. We may have our differences, but nothing is more important than family.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand this line, and I also think family is more than everything else. Why? Because when good times comes, many people will be surrounding you, but when the bad times comes, only the family stands with you. So we have to take care of our family and see that we give them proper importance in our day-to-day life. Why? Because at good times we ignore them, and then we at the bad times we think that they will support us, and it will not look good uh, uh, when their bad times are there and we ignore them. So we have to every time give importance and also help them when their bad times is there. So that we all be united and stand and win the race of life. So over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much for calling me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. That was a wonderful thought. In family is something that really helps us and supports us throughout our life. Okay, so for the next, I would like to call
Ayush has raised his hand.
Toastmaster Ayush. Okay.
Yes.
So your topic is this. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are times when we have to firm in our lives in making decisions and in doing things, like we may not like to adjust for the people, but there might come some instances when you are you might actually decide that it is a good time to adjust, because the people you are adjusting for have done good things for you, like they have stood by you, they have helped you in hard times, and it would, and doing and adjusting a little and taking a step back might be a good thing in this case. So let's take an example. In your job, like there's a lot of competition and you don't want to give away any chance to prove that you are the best, but at times there is a clash between you and the person who always stands by you, whom you know you can trust at work. And there might be, and you might have an option, well, and there might be a race, call it like getting a project between you and the other person, and you know that the other person deserves it better and he's a friend. So maybe at such a time you can take a step back and let it go. Like I take this topic as adjusting for the people who you think are worth adjusting for. So that's my take on the topic. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush. That was a wonderful that was a wonderful take. Okay, for the next speaker, Chitrakshi. Chitrakshi, are you there? Are you there? Okay. Toastmaster Nagesh.
Yes, I am there.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
When life gets you down, do you know what you got to do? Just keep swimming. Is that the topic?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm not wearing my sunglasses. Otherwise, I wouldn't have read that even anyways like that. Okay. The topic had that dinosaur face. How many of you have seen Jurassic Park? What's the story about in Jurassic Park? Dinosaurs eating men, human beings? Or it's about those two kids who go dinosaur shopping? Or it is about that man who hates the kids? Just think about it. If you have seen the movie, you would know. It's about that man who hates kids. He says they are dirty. They make noise. They irritate me. But they all are together throughout the movie. And try to imagine that time when the two kids are cuddling in his arms, sleeping so very well when he starts loving them. That's Jurassic Park for you. But here in life, there are times when we don't like a lot of things. But that's not the end of life. When life gives you tough times, look how you can make love with the time. You may not know how to swim, but continue to learn how to swim and stay afloat. You will definitely reach on the other side of the pool, breathing well. Back to you, Utkarsha Vaidya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Thag Nagesh. And that was a wonderful take. Actually, it is a story named Finding Nemo, and then you have connected it with the Jurassic World. It was a wonderful. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Shrishti. Yeah. Your topic is yes. Are you able to say it?
Yeah, you must believe. That is my topic. Awesome. Believe. It's such a simple word. We hear it all the time whenever we are depressed or whenever we are going through a tough time. People all around us, our friends, our family, they come and console us and they try to convince us that we will be able to overcome the situation, that this too will pass. No matter how much we hear it from others, no matter how much people say to us, until and unless we believe in ourselves, nothing matters. I can give an example. So last year in November 2020, not last year, last year, November 2021, I was going through a very tough time. My mother was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, and professionally also, I was facing a lot of challenges. And everyone around me, my family, my friends, they were trying to motivate me that, okay, Shrishti, things will be better, it will go on, it's a part of life, so on and so forth. However, I couldn't just face up the situation. I couldn't believe that how will I come out of it. No matter how much I was trying, each day was getting worse, even worse, very difficult to tolerate. And I reached a stage where I just wanted to quit my job and just stay in my home. However, gradually, with the continued persistence of my family, and I found a really good friend who helped me come out of it. So I started believing in myself. I started regaining back my lost confidence. And the same job, which I was thinking of as detrimental to my health, I started looking, it became very challenging. I started looking at it in a positive way, how I can grow out of it. And believe me or not, things started turning out positively in real life as well. So I think it's all about how we are viewing it, how we are viewing the situation, and believe in yourself. Things definitely improve over time. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Utkarsha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrishti. Yeah, I know like many of the times in our hard times, we lose our belief, but that's the time we have to actually believe and keep swimming to achieve something. So now, do we have now the timer? Yes,
Just
Nancy?
close the session. We'll move on to the next one.
Okay, so that's it from my side. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much for your views and your thoughts. You all were so great. Now I hand over this virtual stage to our TMOD, Vatsala. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Utkarsha, for conducting that wonderful table topic section. Like always, you bring the most relatable topics to the table, and this time it was very interesting with all those pictures of cartoon characters. And they definitely tickled our minds and made us want to share something with ease. Job well done. Can we please clap for Toastmaster Utkarsha? All of us, yes. I would now request the Zoom moderator, to start the poll for the best table topic speaker. Okay, we do not do the speaker poll. We are not doing it today. Now we will.
We don't have this polls for the prepared speeches because there's an icebreaker speech today. And the Gabbys, we don't do poll when there's an icebreaker speech. Table topics, we have a poll. I've launched it. Vatsala?
Yes.
Am I
This is
audible?
going on. I see the poll window. My screen. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay.
So is this window visible to everybody? The polls. How do I share this result?
Vatsala, you can move on with the meeting. It's
Okay,
with the
okay.
Zoom master to share the results and conduct the polls. It's launched and you can continue.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Moving on to the very last section of today's meeting is the general evaluation section. And to conduct this session, I would call upon the virtual stage our general evaluator, Thag Paduka Kanan. Over to you, Toastmaster Paduka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vatsala. Good morning once again. So what gets evaluated gets improved, right? So we are over here right now in the evaluation section because at the end of the day, we are all here to grow and nurture ourselves and improve. So yes, so first of all, let me call upon the evaluators for today to evaluate the speeches of today. So first, evaluator Toastmaster Neha Jain to evaluate the speech, Toastmaster Dolly's icebreaker speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Neha.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Dolly, that was a wonderful icebreaker speech. It was a pleasure knowing the highlights of your life. I know it takes a lot of courage to deliver an icebreaker speech again after a break of 8 months, and you simply did it remarkably well. From the start of your speech, there was a lot of energy and cheerfulness. Right from the beginning, you tried to establish a connection and grab the attention of your audience. I love the way you explained your love and passion for traveling and how you fought against the odds to do so. It sure takes a lot of confidence and grit. And we could see that in your delivery style, that you are quite gritty. I really like the way, excuse me, I really like the way you set up that virtual background with pictures from your travel diary. Amazing job on that. While it was a very well-structured speech, and after listening to your speech, it sure motivated me to go on a trek. But since it was an icebreaker, I was looking forward to know the other aspects of your life as well. Like, what does Dolly do otherwise? What else is she like? What are the other roles that you play in life? You gave a detailed description about your solo travel, your love for traveling, how much did you fight with people around you to travel? But I also wanted to know, since it is an icebreaker, what are the other roles that you play in life? And how do you do that on a daily basis? Well, yeah, so that was one aspect. You also added a little bit of motivation for the audience to travel, but I don't think they still know Dolly well by the end of your icebreaker speech. They know Dolly loves to travel, but what else is something that I was looking for. You are a confident speaker, but you can also work a little bit more. I'd suggest you to work a little bit more on your body language and hand gestures. All in all, a very well structured speech with a lot of energy and motivation. My suggestion would just be to add a little more about other aspects of your life and work on your body language and hand gestures. And you're good to go to take your speech a notch higher the next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Neha. I must say, I think you must be a very someone who is very good with evaluation, or you have been doing evaluation for quite a long time. Am I right? I'm not sure. All right. So, but it was a very good evaluation report, and I think it was an icebreaker speech. But I must really congratulate Toastmaster Dolly, like coming back again on stage after 8 months. I can feel that. Okay. All right. So with that, let me call upon the second evaluator for today, Toastmaster Shrishti, to evaluate the speaker number 2, Toastmaster Chaitanya.
Toastmaster Paduka, I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Vijaya. She will be evaluating Toastmaster Chaitanya.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you. Please go ahead. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead. Toastmaster Vijaya.
Raise your hand if you think Chaitanya's speech was certain with purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. I'm back again. What a wonderful speech. I'm sure everybody must have felt the same connection as I have felt it. Yeah. Your speech was very powerful and the content was very related to me. I like the way you narrated with so much of confidence. I would like to divide your speech evaluation into 3 parts. First is what you excel at and what you can work upon. And the third is like what you can challenge to yourself. Firstly, what you excelled at. I would like to say it was an interactive speech. I liked the opening of the speech. And I also liked how you narrated the story to explain how uncertainty can be a superpower as well. Yeah, you try to engage the audience till the end of the speech. Even you kept asking the question in between also, and that was very good. It was good the way you concluded the speech also with a question. Yeah, that was nice. So throughout the audience were engaged and you were confident and the topic was very crisp, I can say. And then coming to the part like which you can work upon. I wish the voice tonality could have little bit improved. Like when you say, I learned to focus on progress rather than failure. You could have said, I learned to focus on progress rather than failure. Little bit of voice modality. Or when you said like uncertainty is something dash, and that's why it is a superpower. So your tonality could have been little bit more clear. It would have added more feeling to the speech what you gave. And the challenge that you can work upon, I can say, is you can challenge yourself to come up with apt body language which can match with your tonality, or the hand gestures which will come up along with your tonality. So if they both are matched, then it would have been great, I think. So overall, it was an interactive speech with a great topic, delivered with confidence, and the conclusion was very good. Only the thing is, if body language and the tonality were matched, it would have taken to the another level. I think if you consider this thing for your next project, so your speech will be moved to the next level. All the best. Thank you.
All right, so let me call upon Toastmaster Shrishti to evaluate the evaluation report of Toastmaster Vijaya. Yeah, over to you, Shrishti.
Thank you, G. Toastmaster Vijaya, congratulations for successfully completing your project. By giving a constructive feedback on Toastmaster Chaitanya's speech, I really liked the way you evaluated by dividing it into 3 sections, which gave Toastmaster Chaitanya an understanding of what he did well, how he can improve, and what are the aspects where he can challenge himself. So job very well done there by giving a organized evaluation. Coming back to the first section of the way you started with a question. So yeah, it was engaging and crisp. And throughout the evaluation, you gave examples of where Toastmaster Chaitanya could have improved or how he was doing it amazingly well. So by giving examples, you helped Toastmaster Chaitanya relate to areas. That was an amazing take. And in the end, you summarized the evaluation. That was something I really loved. I think some areas of improvement where I think we could have evaluated Toastmaster Chaitanya would have been on the content. You did mention that it was a good speech, but maybe we could also have told him why it was good, like the organization and the structure was good. I also liked him adding his personal story and the way he related back to himself. So that was something I liked. And another area I felt Toastmasters Chaitanya could have improved was pauses. I felt he was taking pauses, but like when we move from one sentence to another, if there's a little pause in between, it helps the audience grasp it in a better way, given that we are all attending virtually. So there is a lag which happens. So that was one area which I felt like you could work upon, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Overall, great evaluation, Toastmaster Vijaya. Very well summarized, very well presented. And Toastmaster Chaitanya, you too, the organization was good. Love the way you narrated your personal story. And yeah, if you could work on the improvement areas, it would take your speech to the next level.
All right, so thank you, Toastmaster Shrishti. That was a good evaluation report. So as Toastmaster Vijay, are you doing the evaluation for the first time?
Yes.
All right, so definitely for a first time evaluator, it's a job well done. So congratulations, I hope to see you do such kind of evaluation more, right? So one thing I would suggest from my side is that I hope you're noting down the points. So it looks like you have forgot some points or something in between. So maybe if you could just note down your points, maybe for few evaluation, you can also see and read it. I think that's okay until you get used to having fluently speaking on your own is what I would say. All right, so with this, let's call upon our fantastic 4 team for today. So let's call upon our timer Rithwik to present his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Rithwik.
Thank you, Ji. So I will just share my screen. So there are no disqualifications. Everyone was in time. Just give me a minute.
I cannot see your screen.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Screen sharing issue.
Screen sharing is enabled.
Let me share the screenshot in the chat. I think there's some permission issue.
Screen sharing is enabled, Ritvik.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so starting with the speakers, everyone was in time. You can see the all the timings here. So there are no disqualification on account of time. I will also be pasting this in the chat so that folks can go through and keep a note for the next time. Back to you, Ji.
All right, so thank you very much, Toastmaster Rithwik. So let's call upon our counter for today, Toastmaster Amit Gupta.
Thank you, Paduka. I'm sharing my screen. So this is the complete report, and if you notice here, this is quite clear. We have only used most of the time, and other than that, we have used so around 4 times. So we have used 30 times and 4 times so. Other than that, like the people have not used like the other filler word and the filler sound. Yeah, back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much for that detailed report, Toastmaster Amit. So let's call upon our grammarian for today, our DTM Saurabh Datta. Firstly, I must say DTM Saurabh Datta, wonderful job done in providing a live grammarian report. It is definitely that is useful for me. Yes, over to you, Toastmaster DTM Saurabh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paduka. So I've already shared most of the inputs as the grammarian in terms of what can be improved on chat. So I'll spare you a detailed grammarian report. I would just call out a few. First of all, the word of the day usage. So Ilias used it in the form in which the word of the day was provided, which is gritty. And apart from that, Neha also used a derivative of the word, or the root word of the word gritty. The word gritty originates from the word grit, right? So he used the form grit. So grit and gritty were used during the course of the meeting today. So a couple of good phrases, quotes that were used. So one is a rule of 3 that was used by Toastmaster Elias when he was talking about the Gabbys, and he mentioned again and again and again. So that's a good usage, a very simple usage of a rule of three, but a very good usage. And apart from that, there are some good phrases that was used by Toastmaster Paduka. Rise and shine. It's my present that defines my future. So these are some good usages. There are a couple of pronunciations that I would want you to watch out for. Two main ones. There are a few more, but then there are two which really stood out for me. One is pause. Pause, pauses. It has to be pronounced as paw, or, and not o. So if you don't pronounce it properly, it may sound like poses, right? So pose and pause, these are two different words. And the second one is use. So always we have to use the word when we say use. So it's used. It's not huge. So this is something that we need to be watchful for. Apart from that, whatever I have mentioned during the course of the meeting, those notes are already there. One thing which I would rather, one thing which I would want to point out, this is particularly in case of evaluators I have seen. So 3 points that I would want you to take note of. One is that when you're introducing a speaker, you are defining their project objective or the project purpose or the speech purpose. You're not defining the purpose of the speaker. Is the purpose of the speech, the first one. The second one is that when you're evaluating a speech, you're analyzing the speech. Always remember to do it in past tense, not in present continuous tense, not in future tense, because this is something that the speaker has already done. The speech is over, right? So you have to say, you did this, you did this, you did this. You cannot say you should have been doing this, or you should have been doing this is still a recommendation. But something when you say it in the present continuous tense or in the present tense, then in that case, while analyzing, it's not acceptable. And another one is when you're using two characters or two words, two nouns in the same sentence, it has to be either two abstract nouns or two proper nouns or two common nouns. So speakers and evaluators, or speeches and evaluations. You cannot say we will have wonderful speakers and great evaluations. That's a wrong usage, because it either has to be both speech and evaluation or speaker and evaluator. So this consistency is required for the sentence to be more effective. That's it from my side. Thank you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Grammarian DTM Saurabh Pratap. So with this, then let me call upon our listener for today, listener Toastmaster Ayush. Are you guys ready?
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I have took out a few questions, things that I found interesting. So I'm just going to ask you. Now, in a speech, on a trek to Himalayas, what advice did TM Dolly take from her team lead, from a trek lead?
Drink more water.
Take that one tiny step ahead and not lose after covering so much.
Yes, you both are right, because she took 2 advices. So one for both of you. Now, the second question. In his speech, TM Chaitanya mentioned the power of uncertainty. What is it? Hello?
Yeah, you're audible.
What is the power of uncertainty mentioned by TM Chaitanya?
Am I allowed to answer?
No. Okay, fine. Sorry?
I think he said it can help you grow and be more than who you are.
No, it is that humans do not fear uncertainty but the situation that might arise, which is out of their control. Okay. The next question. What message did TM Paduka give in her table topic speech? Oh, might not have been such a good listening session, but it was, you have to do your job to get what you want. Okay, now the last question. How does TM Nagesh define Jurassic Park?
Transition of a man who hated children first and then started liking them.
Yes, you are right again. So that was for my session. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Genevieve Waiter.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayush. That was a good observation. Definitely, yes. However, my one suggestion, this is just my suggestion, is that people don't tend to remember a very long sentence. Okay. Yes, of course, we may remember the crux of the story, what the people tell. So maybe you can ask questions which are short answers, because like remembering a longer sentence is quite harder, is what I feel. Okay. So, all right. So with this, let me go with my evaluation report for today. Firstly, the meeting started on time. Kudos to all the ExCom officers and the role takers to be on time. And I know it is a very, very difficult job on a Saturday morning, but you guys did it. And I do know very well for the fact there's a lot of background work that happens behind this. So kudos to the complete team. And I must also thank Toastmaster Utkarsha, because she has been providing me with all the necessary information that I need for this particular meeting as well. So I'm sure that she has been providing it for the other role takers as well. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Utkarsha. And as an essay for the meeting, I must say, yes, you brought that smile, like, you know, that sweet smile on your face. And we see that, you know, the smiling people, or the smile is quite contagious from one person to another person very easily. So well done on that. However, one recommendation from my side is you're the SA, and you're opening the meeting, right? So there should be this like so big bang of energy or something you need to bring out so that people will hook onto the screens. And even though if someone checking the phone, they must listen, okay, what is happening over here? You know, so that is just one recommendation from my side. However, I love the smile you wore throughout the meeting. So next to our President DTM Nancy. So Nancy, well, I'm sorry, the VP, I'm sorry, the VP Nancy. So I must say, yes, I mean, it was a quite good decision to skip the parts about introducing what is the Toastmasters and all, because I think there are no guests for today. So that's a good decision on that part. Generally, people force themselves to talk about Toastmaster in spite of we are all Toastmasters and you know what we are doing over here. And apart from that, kudos to the Gabbys for achieving 10 on 10. So well done on that. And moving on to the TMOD for today. TMOD Vatsala, I must say that was definitely a job well done. Okay, so you put a lot of creativeness. And one thing I hope you understand